Hey, shout out to everybody who participate in this lovely sport. We here now.
If you on that hit squad, then hit hard. Bogart and take charge. If you got accuracy to be the QB, then let me see you throw it deep.
Gather around, school brothers and sisters. This is Under the Lights, brought to you by Minnesota Sports Talk and Purple and Gold for Days, with special guest Jade back in the house.
Hello.
You're now probably an official friend of the program, because I think this is your third time on. If it's your fourth, then I apologize.
I think it's number 3. Go. You're right. Yeah, thanks for being back.
Official friend of the program.
Yes. Excited to be here. Hate everybody in the chat as well. The chat is popping already.
Which is a crazy amount of people in the chat. So let's get those people a shout out. My Worthless Opinion.
What up?
First one there. What's up? Mary Fisk. What's going on? Norspheus. JV in the house. Skull for Life.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh. Davy Chains. What's going on? Oh my goodness. Oh, geez, there's too many. Keep going. There we go. Sport Heaven. What's going on? Warlord of Art.
What's up, Warlord?
Love that name. Yeah. You got to join the name contest with Rap. He's going to have a bracket.
I like that you guys are doing that. Yeah. It's fun.
DJ Prods 917.
What's up, DJ?
Raymond,
DJ.
My proud owner of the Foreman jersey I gave away last year.
Oh, nice.
Oh, goodness. Who do we else we got? Blaze Prod. Oh, my goodness. Reggie Adams. I almost blocked you there accidentally. Sorry about that.
That can happen so easily. It's like one click.
It's right there. It's right there.
Control the production.
JJ. Hey, just a shout out to JJ, and I feel bad for blocking Jade's face, but JJ Vikings is going to be on our show tomorrow. The Skull Experience, and we're going a half an hour earlier now, 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central. There we go. What's up, JJ?
Happy belated birthday also to JJ.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
birthday on Sunday.
It was the 20th.
20th? Yeah.
How do I know his birthday? I barely know mine. Let's see. Oh, my goodness. We got Purple Pocket Podcast.
What's up, Rap?
Purple MLK, because he's bringing all the fans together. It's been a long time since I said that. I'll pull it out tonight. Bandito, man, won my drawing this weekend on the was it Thursday? When did we play? We played Saturday. I forget. Yeah, he won my Ty Chandler signed autograph rookie card. Awesome, man. I appreciate it. Nice. And hey, thanks for the kind words in that email, man. I'm gonna read it to Justin when we're off air, just so he can hear it too. Oh my goodness, Summer Home in the house.
Hey, Summer Home. This
is never ending, guys. Oh my goodness. Look at all these people. This is awesome. We're ready for the season, it looks like. I don't know about you. You ready, Jade?
No. Yeah.
If not now,
I don't
when?
think so. No, I think I want the preseason to just keep going. You know, why don't we chat a couple more games?
Is this what the chat's like when you're doing your watch parties? I mean, it's just.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to keep up. You know. Yeah. But that's good though. Yeah, it's awesome. Everybody's hanging out. But I'm sure everybody here is ready. I know you guys are. It's crazy that we're back already. It feels like we're always like, well, it's back. It's been so long. It's just like time flies. It's crazy.
And I miss you, VAQ. Embrace the suck. Sorry about that. Embrace the suck is in the house. We got it.
Jade will co-sign to that.
Yeah, it's like, I think, Justin, you know, but Dave, I don't know if you know, I think I have this, like, I think there's silent tanking, like hashtag silent tank. I think that's what's happening. I think that's what's been happening here, but we'll see.
Well, we'll get into that because, you know, you explained that.
You and Phil Mackey.
On that last live.
Oh, really? Is that what he says too?
He said that earlier this offseason that we're low-key tanking.
Oh, really? Yeah. Well, I'm in agreement then with him. I didn't realize he said that. Yeah.
Hard to low
I
key
guess it's
tank when
his
you.
take then.
Yeah, but then he
Why you
then
bring
he
back Danielle
then he
Hunter if
said
you're
we'd
gonna
win
low-key
10
tank?
games. So I don't know which it was.
Oh, interesting. Well, it's like I also said in my like little prediction that that we all do that they would go 9-8, but originally I had them winning like 6, and now I'm like I think it's closer to like 6. I don't know. You never know. But yeah,
Tell
we'll
us
get
why. Why do you think?
think what that they're silently
Well,
tanky.
that why do you think you're moving up from 6 wins to 9?
Oh no, I originally before I was gonna have them at 6 wins, and then when I did the prediction, I have them going 9-8. That's my like official one. So yeah, but anyway, I think that they're. I mean, to elaborate a little bit more, I just think that like we have no veterans. Like Harrison Smith is like the only one left. I guess Danielle Hunter, but
Yeah.
there was like some weirdness there, and everyone else is pretty much young and rookies. So it's like, what else is really going on? I mean, they can't outwardly say, "Hey, we're like," but I think they kind of did with the competitive rebuild. I think that was code. For like silent tanking. So I think there's just like too much tinkering, a lot of young people, which is exciting and good. But it's like, okay, what are we again? Like Harrison Smith and Danielle Hunter. Okay. I guess Kirk too. So okay. We'll see.
Yeah, I guess those are the 3 oldest guys on the team.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. It's like I get it though after a while. Like, because Eric Kendricks, I think he was like a really kind of crucial part that like left, and I think it kind of started a while back though, especially with like defense, because it was Anthony Barr, Harrison Smith, Eric Kendricks were like the core, for so long, and then like just one by one they're kind of gone now. But we'll see. New people, younger people means new stuff, so you never know.
Well, I think the shift that you are seeing is under the Spielman regime. And whether this is at the direction of the Wilfs or at the whim of whoever the general manager is, Spielman would have found a way to keep Kendricks and Thielen and Dalvin Cook if they were still in that mode. So I think you're seeing some shift.
Yeah.
Because they could have kept those guys if they really wanted to by pushing more dead money into future years. I mean, we're already at about 58 dead. What's another 20 at that point?
Is that what it is right now?
Oh, yeah. Between Kirk Cousins, Danielle Hunter, Harrison Smith,
thanks, Dave.
and Marcus Davenport, you've got $58.5 million if those guys aren't back. You shout out Norpheus. You're absolutely welcome. I had to
read this. I was being rude to our guest and blocking her face.
That's all good. I can stay down there.
I thought about long comments and what it would do to my new setup. Now I know.
There's so many things, right? There's so many things, but it's all good. Don't worry about it. Yeah, we're good. Thank you. That's very nice of you.
But the concept of your silent tank does fit with the notion of what the heck is a competitive rebuild. A competitive rebuild is we're telling you we're going to be competitive, but we're telling you that we're rebuilding. You can't have your foot in both sides. You have to be one or the other.
And don't you think that's like the way of basically them saying, that's basically them saying that, we're going to stink, but they're never going to outwardly say, we might stink for a minute here. Right? Don't you think?
Something like that. Code. I mean, again, this is what drove me crazy. And I said this on my show last night. It's like, if you're going to bring back Danielle Hunter, because what would your defensive line and your front 7 be without Danielle Hunter? It'd be a whole lot of not much. If you're going to go that route to try that and to bring in Flores, then why aren't you addressing the interior of the offensive line? To me, if they had said, no, we're not going to address the interior and we're going to trade Danielle Hunter, okay, then you've made a definitive stance to go that direction. So half the moves they've made are for the rebuild portion, and half the moves they've made are for the competitive portion.
Yeah,
which is a recipe
they don't know
for
what they're
what?
doing at all.
Purple purgatory. You're
yes.
And you know what? Purgatory is enough to win this division. You could probably win this division with 9 or 10 games, but okay, then what? Well, then we got a chip chair and a chance. We got an entry to the dance. Okay, if that's what your goals are, then fine.
Sure. Right. Yeah. And we've all talked about that until we're blue in the face.
Right.
Or purple.
Yes, I finally started my own wrench game. I finally figured out how to give people the wrenches. So
you got your mods?
I finally figured. I'm like, how do you? I'm looking and all this stuff. I'm like, how do you do this? He's like, just go into your chat on your phone. It's a lot easier than doing it on the web.
Oh, there you go.
So shout out to Tony Bell, Mateo.
What's
up? I think more about the fact that we have zero depth, none at all, which is sad because Harrison Smith, Hunter are only defensive players. I do feel like that's a concern. I feel bad that we might have to cut really decent offensive skill positions just to field enough players to have backups for the O-line and D-line and a couple other positions. I mean, like we're super
everywhere,
deep.
Honestly. Yeah.
Like we're super deep at safety and we're super deep at receiver and you know, and then
we were at running back until I don't know what's going on with Kenny Longlow. Is he still injured or something going on?
Yeah, I suspect he might.
I tried to look for news on that, and I had two
I
conflicting reports. I had Judd from Minnesota Sports Talk say if we put someone on the DL, he's out for the year, and then I had Will Raggets do his 53-man roster and say I'm going to put Kenny Nwang on the DL and he can come back. So I kind of trusted Judd because he sounded like he put more effort into research on that. So
I'll clear that up for you. I'll clear that up. First off, it's Judd from Score North. If it was Judd from Minnesota Sports Talk,
I know I was like,
rolling.
You'd
be rolling.
I think you've had him on. Dave, you've had him on.
But okay, so here's the deal: when you set your 53-man roster, and then the 53 is set, you can then designate somebody for injured reserve with a designation to return. If you designate that person, I'm putting them on injured reserve, but I'm still going to put another 53 guys on that roster, then they're out for the year. So the point is that if you wanted to bring Kene back with the designation to return, you'd have to use one of the 53-man roster spots when the rosters are set. So that's the discrepancy there. So what Levis was saying is that he's putting him on the 53 and he's immediately going to designate him injured reserve with the possibility of return, and then they'll sign somebody else after the fact to fill the spot. But you have to use one of your placeholders originally if you want them to be able to come back. So that's
it's just the way Raggets posted it. It wasn't sounding like he was talking about after the 53. He put them on the 53, and he put But I thought Judd was right, and that's what I did in one of my videos. So I went with what Judd said.
And I'll say right now, I'm anticipating he's going to be put on injured reserve, not designated to return. And I say that because they brought in all these other running backs for visits.
That's
you end
true.
up signing another running back, UDFA, whose specialty is kickoff returns. I hope I'm wrong because I want to see, can they have an opportunity? And obviously,
because he's a decent player too. Yeah.
But I'm just saying right now.
They'll be putting on tomorrow is Aaron Dykes. He doesn't have a super lot of production for the Richmond Spiders. I think they spread the ball around, shared time, were a throwing team, but he was like averaged over his 4 years, 27 yards per kick return. But I couldn't find really any tape on him except for a couple of single play highlights here and there.
Yeah.
But he looks solid, just like he did in preseason. He looks like he can catch the ball. He looks like he's got good vision. I couldn't find any combine results on him other than I didn't trust this one site, but a 4.67 40 was not impressive, but that's what Alexander Madison ran. So I don't know.
We love Alexander Madison. I'm so excited he's getting a start. I've been pushing for this, I feel like, over on my channel. The last
What's up,
year.
Bob Sweet, Bob? Tony Bell. I think I already popped you.
Shout out my guy, Williams. Ricky. What's going on, Ricky? Good to see you.
What's going on?
9 games is optimistic. It is. This is true, Ricky. I agree. I agree. I don't know. Maybe we were going to talk about this later, but I mean, because I don't know, one of you touched on it, but the fact that I don't know if we could be so confident that the Vikings are the favorite to win the division. I'm not super confident there at all. How confident are you guys in that right now?
I say that the Vikings and the Lions are co-favorites. I think to put the Vikings definitively ahead of the Lions is a little crazy.
Yeah.
But I also think that to put the Lions definitively ahead of the Vikings is also crazy.
That's true.
Chicago, if they can
come out of nowhere.
I've got Chicago somewhere between 6 and 9, and I know that's a pretty wide range. Green Bay is going to be terrible. Okay, I'm just going to say that, and maybe that's my bias.
All those touchdowns. I saw some clips.
Yeah. Okay.
So
that's
JJ's talking about not signing Reisner yet. I know you talked to in length yesterday on your show, Justin. That why would we wait? Why would we not like sign him now rather than do the after week 1 thing? And you talked about Thursday football and stuff. Yeah, just the way the backups, and honestly, I know Mike doesn't like Brandel, but I'm thinking he's playing really well in the preseason. He's the only guy I trust as a backup for the 5 guys on this offensive line. Other than that, it's just pathetic. Yeah. So we just need to sign Reisner, give him a spot, put the guy he replaces as a backup,
right?
And just so we have 2 guys on our bench that can play football.
Why is the offensive line a problem again, you guys? Why are we here again?
Well, I'll say what I'll say to the points that I made and that you echoed there. Somebody asked me yesterday, hey, do you think Kwesi will maybe make a trade right before the 53-man cut so he doesn't have to fight with, the waiver wire process? I said, yeah, I don't mind if it's like 6th and 7th round picks for a team that knows it's going to cut somebody. But again, if you're bringing somebody in on the 53 cut or after the 53 cut, you've had no time to acclimate them with the rest of the team, regardless of what position it is, but specifically offensive line. So again, you bring in Dalton Reisner after week 1. He's either going to have 1 practice and a walkthrough and then be starting against Philly. Good luck. Or you're not really bringing him into play until week 3. So again, I think it's, penny wise and dollar foolish to say we're going to wait to sign Reisner until after a certain point in time just so we don't have to guarantee his contract. If you believe he's an upgrade, bring him in. Because to your point, Dave, you say what was the guy's name that you said that you like, Brandel?
Blake Brandel.
Okay.
I mean, his first preseason game, he played amazing. I don't know.
But are you great? But are we kind of grading him on a curve a little bit just because of how terrible everybody else is?
Oh, yeah. Good point.
Udo, last year when Udo filled in for O'Neal, he was okay at best. Now this preseason, he's been terrible. And I think last year we kind of gave Udo a little benefit of the doubt, saying, "Oh, he's finally playing tackle," and now we're realizing, okay, he's just not all that good regardless. And we were just hoping we could hang on for dear life. And we all know how the season ended. But I don't know, man. I don't understand. I did hear one conspiracy theory, and I'm going to save that one for a little.
I love a good conspiracy theory.
What's up, to Evil? Good to see you. Oh,
Evil's in the building.
Yeah, Evil's there. Hey, Jade, where's my
promised seal clap?
I was never promised. I don't know what he's talking about.
Okay.
Oh, so Too Evil does that to everybody, not just me, making up stuff about how he was promised stuff. Okay, great.
We should start doing that to him.
Yeah. Hey. Although I thought I was special for a minute and a half that he only did it to me, but in all seriousness, what's up, Too? Good to see you, Too Evil, and everybody.
Well, if it makes you feel better, maybe I did say something at some point in time. I didn't. Just kidding.
But again, I don't know what they're thinking. Maybe they're just thinking, hey, we're just going to play with what we got. And, because this team's going to be massively different next year. They got, what did you say, Judd said? They got 36 free agents, Dave? You had that a couple months ago. You had that number, but
a lot.
It's a lot. And again, everybody else is going to be at 260 million on the salary cap, and we're going to be at 200 with all the dead money we got. So maybe they're just saying, hey, we're just going to run this car into the ground with what we got. I don't know.
Well, that was my thought process, is to get as many draft picks in this past draft and then the next one, but do that. So I'm not going to be on the same wavelength as low-key tanking because of what they have done. Like they didn't stack picks. They went out and got 2 veterans, three pretty decent players, like the tight end. Oliver, the defensive or the outside linebacker, and then Murphy at corner. So and then they didn't trade down and stack picks. So yeah, I think they're going for it. However, the two weaknesses are glaring, and that's the interior D line and the interior offensive line. That run defense was horrible.
Oh.
I didn't see a single player. Now, keep in mind, we are not playing starters. We picked our team. It's like Kevin O'Connell and Kwesi have picked the team already. And then there's just a few fringe guys fighting for these last few spots.
Yeah.
Now, other teams are putting out more players than us. So I could see why we're, and we're holding our own the first half, and then we put in these guys at the end, and they're just absolutely, they're not playing well. And it's mainly the offensive line and the defensive line. I mean, there was that play where Scene got jumped over. Smith was knocked 5 yards, 6 yards back of the ball, and he had this huge hole, and Scene has to do a one-on-one drill with a shifty running back, and of course he gets crazy leaped over. But Smith on that play he's supposed to clog up control the center, and he's getting knocked back. So it didn't look good.
Yeah. On the flip side, would you?
Oh, go ahead, Jade.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I was just going to say, on the flip side, would you guys think that this team is set because it's like, and they're not playing anybody out of possible fear of people legit getting injured, and then we have nobody?
Well, that's kind of actually what I was going to partially what I was going to say. The problem with this team as a whole is it's very top heavy. You've got a lot of star players. You've got about 7 or 8 of them. You've got the players on offense, you've got Harrison Smith and Danielle Hunter, and what you're hoping from Ivan Pace. But you have zero depth whatsoever. And it's not just the offensive and defensive lines. You've got zero depth in the secondary outside of the safeties. So, I think part of it is they don't want to risk any of their players, because if just one piece of the offensive line gets, it doesn't really matter which one it is. Obviously, the tackles would hurt more than the rest because there's not as much of a drop for the interior because it's not that good to begin with. But, if you were to lose a Harrison Smith, if you were to lose a Danielle Hutch, well, Katie barred the door at that point. So I think the biggest issue is that they are just so top heavy, which is just, what's up, Nano? Good to see you.
What's up, Nano? Yeah, good question about week 1 too, with Baker now gonna get the start there. Tampa Bay. I was somewhat joking when I did the curmudgeon and punk, where I said, we can say whatever we want about Baker Mayfield, but the last time he was in US Bank Stadium, he put a W on that team. I mean, sometimes the dude can get it done, honestly. I mean, I don't know.
I'll go with the joke one last time. Odell Beckham Jr. dropped more balls than a hernia surgeon that day. Otherwise, Baker might have had 4 touchdowns. So, what's up? Help me, Rhonda. What's going on? Good to see you. What's up,
help me, Rhonda. That's a jam.
That is an old school jam. But
it is, it's a good one.
They should be all right. I think we'll be okay with our first unit defensively as long as they stay healthy, because I do think Flores is going to be different, obviously, than Donishell from the standpoint of he's going to attack. He's going to attack defensively, and that might burn them from time to time. So we have to accept that possibility. And when it happens, we have to say to ourselves, better that we're attacking and getting burned than just letting somebody pick us apart. So
that's true.
I think we'll be all right against Tampa. I think, Baker Mayfield will just be okay, but week 2, that'll be a different story.
I don't know. I'm interested to see too Harrison Smith and like Brian Flores, how they work together too. Because it's like for so long, I feel like, it was Zim and Smith and that whole core. So especially with like Harrison Smith specifically, because he's, been with Minnesota for so long, still there. So that'll be kind of cool to see if they utilize him any way specifically or different, I guess, under Flores.
We'll shout out our social media there. You can find me at Skull World and at Skull World on Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok, and MN Sports Podcast on Instagram, and we got Purple and Skull for Days. You hit it, Justin.
Nice.
That's at Jade_24. Also available on the Vikings First and Skull podcast feed on iTunes, Spotify, and your favorite podcast aggregators, as well as, of course, Purple and Gold for Days on YouTube. Thank you kindly, everybody who is joining us. The chat is still hopping. There was a good question I saw a minute ago, and I've already lost it because you guys are just rocking it out here tonight. So we appreciate that. Hit them like buttons if you didn't already. on your way in. Wipe your feet at the door, as Sir Rap would say. Wipe your feet at the door.
Like, yeah.
You said there was a question you saw.
There was, but I lost it because there's just so many. There's just so many.
Yeah,
there's so many things in.
Everybody
there.
says hi to each other, and then
it gets buried in there.
It's hard to. I appreciate everybody saying hi to each other. If I got your question, just post it again. If I didn't get your question, you want it read.
Okay,
just post it again.
I found it. It's of course from Too Evil, and it was at 7:55. If you want to scroll back and get that. How upset would you be if the Vikings traded a second round pick?
Oh, I think I saw that one. Yeah.
Trey Lance. Hell no. I would give up a fifth. I'd give up a fourth or a fifth. Sure. But no way am I giving up a second round pick. And again, in the summer, if you had made the decision to embrace more of the rebuilding side and traded away Kirk and brought Trey Lance in plus some other picks or whatever else to see what he could do because you know what you're getting into at that point. Sure, I would have been more apt to consider that. But at this point, now that we know that that's not the direction we're going, no way am I giving up a second round pick for that guy. Absolutely not.
What if he could be like our only next thing maybe after Kirk? Like if we can't draft anybody.
Again, I'll give him a fifth or a fourth. I ain't giving him a second. No chance. No chance for a second. I don't think so. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think, Dave?
I'll play around with it. Dave, yeah, what do you got?
That's a definite no for me, Too Evil to Hope. But I want to shout out Too Evil to Hope for being one of my top 4 benefactors. I appreciate all the support you get, but you're crazy for thinking that we're going to give a 2 for that quarterback. What do let me do here. Yeah. Best benefactor.
Too Evil. Yeah. He's a good one.
Let's talk about some positive things here. The players some players that we've seen that actually are staying. Well, a couple of things. Mekhi Blackman looks like he was practicing. It looks like
I'm excited about him. Yes.
Looks like Jalen Naylor's practicing. Asamoah was doing some not walkthroughs but installs. So it looks like I guess that walkthrough install is probably about the same thing. They're definitely not going full bore, but that I think they're installing for the joint practice. So it looks like he's okay too. So I was worried we're gonna have 4 guys on the IR that we plan on we're gonna count on, and It looks like at least 3 of them are coming back. So
good deal. Yeah, they got early practice tomorrow because of the heat.
Oh,
going on.
How hot was it for you guys? Not the hey, how's the weather in your area, but how hot was it for you guys where you're at?
Oh, yeah. I've stayed inside all day. I had my patio open for a while, but it was muggy. I think it's about 80 degrees in my apartment right now, and I have the air on. What about you guys?
One thing about my office at the building that I work at is it is centrally located. So every room in that building, in order to get air conditioner to it, has to go through mine. And in a springtime or fall situation, it's bloody cold in there. And that's coming from somebody who loves air conditioning. But today, I wasn't complaining whatsoever. It was nice.
Yeah.
As soon as I stepped out of my office, I could feel that humidity, even though it was running.
Oh, right. Yep. About to melt.
Oh,
yeah.
101 when I got to my car after work. But anyway.
Oh, no. Oh, my God.
I'm surprised they didn't move the practice to the morning. So, I mean, they're still doing it at noon, and it's going to be about.
I thought it was at 11. Is it at 11?
Did they move it to 11? Okay.
I thought it was 11. I mean, but still, why don't they do it at like 8 a.m.?
Yes. No, totally. Or at least 9. All right, get up, get some breakfast, get some stretching in, and let's get out. Let's get our business out of the way before the heat gets there. But
I don't know. We don't make those decisions, guys. So.
Skull for life, 101 in my hometown of Cottage. Holy smokes! I better call my
wow!
Woohoo! What's going on, Nick? Good to see you.
It's been like that the whole time, right? Everybody in the South been dealing with that the whole time.
All right, so Dave says they moved it up to 10:45. All right, so
hey,
all right. There you go.
Okay, 10:45. Well, it's something better than nothing. So
feels like 105 in Round Lake. That weather report was brought to you by Rhonda Bruner.
Okay, you got to put Rap's comment up there just for the kicks and giggles.
I don't know this one.
Yeah, that one.
Hey guys, I just traded Kirk from the
finally.
49ers for D tackle Hargrave. 2024 third and a 2024 fourth.
Yeah, that's a.
Who's our quarterback now? Mullins.
Usually, when I had Madden, I would trade off for a young. I would play one season with my starter, and then I would draft a rookie the next year.
Oh, okay.
But I would usually trade all these old veterans and end up with 4 first-round picks.
Well, there you go.
Something the actual Vikings will never do. But
exactly.
That's beside the point.
Well, I don't know. I got my little quarterbacks to watch list that people on my channel have helped me out with. So for next year, possibility, we've got Miles, Bo Nix, Drake, May, and Caleb Williams. Is there a possibility of the Vikings getting any of those people? Probably not.
I'd say about a 20% chance on the last one. But, well, it all depends on how this turns out. I mean, again, you could squeeze into the playoffs with a 9-8 record, which by definition means then you're going to be picking no higher than 19. Because the 18 teams that don't make exactly. Now, if you're picking 19, could you package something to get into the top 10? Maybe, I don't know, but all right. So Rap is already saying Jordan Travis. That's his new Anthony Richardson.
Okay, I'll add him to the list. Rap, thank you. I got a rap going. I got a list going, and honestly, it's just
me and Rap were talking today, and I was like, I had Dante. I wanted Dante Banks, who went one spot after Jordan Addison, and then I want A.T. Perry, and he's having a good preseason. And I'm like, I was saying we could probably draft DTR as high as the 3rd round. So I would have had like, and I went back and looked at my videos, and what I had DTR 5th behind Hendon Hooker, but really close. So I'm like, I would have had Dante Banks, DTR, and A.T. Perry on my team, and probably a mixed bag with the rest of the picks. And I'm like, I guess if Addison and Blackman work out, I'm not going to feel too bad. But
well, I pointed this out this weekend. We could have taken DTR at the top of the 4th round. It was the pick we used to get Jay Ward, because DTR went 1 pick before we traded up to take who's the tackle out of you? Jaquelin Roy. We could have had him without making any trades at the top of the 4th round. And again, it's preseason, but
and that's one of the things too. You go look at the safety depth chart, and a lot of people are going to have 5 safeties making it because Jay Ward was drafted in the 4th round. So now we got, and Theo Jackson played he played decent. So we're going to keep 5 safeties now.
Yeah,
it's like we did not need necessarily a safety, but when they drafted him, they said cornerback. Yeah. Now Jay Ward has been good. I think Jay Ward's actually been a nice little surprise in preseason. So he might be a good player. It's just we were strong there. We didn't need another player, is what I'd be getting at. So yeah, DTR. DTR would have made sense there, right?
Too much sense.
Because they're going to get a quarterback. Let's get that one.
Right.
DTR.
Exactly. Too evil.
Bring Zimmer back. Yeah. I'm all about it. Let's bring Zim back. Bring him back.
About that. No.
Yeah. I still like Zim. I still want to hear from Zim at some point. Like,
absolutely hear from him. Yes. Bring him back to coach. Yes. I don't know about all that, but
put him in the booth. Remember when they tried to put Willie as a commentator on? He was either ESPN or NFL Network, and it was terrible.
Was he? Oh man,
it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad.
Yeah,
and he wore this like 1950s checkered jacket, and it was pretty bad.
Okay, that's hilarious. Yeah, I don't know. Well, there was some rumors about him going to this was a while back, about him like joining up in Denver with like Sean Payton.
Right.
Yeah. I'm like, that could be interesting.
And then wasn't there another one that he was gonna get on Deion Sanders' staff too, or something like that?
Yeah. Oh, Skull Mafia, nice.
Shout out to Skull Mafia. Little air horn. Little straight cash, homie.
Straight cash, homie.
I love that. Best soundbite ever.
Give him the trifecta.
Yep, we love us.
I got copyright the other day because I had the Gritty song.
Oh, shut up!
I had a clip of the Gritty song. I think it was a little too long, and I got copyrighted.
Shout out Mateo. Oh, sorry, Jay. Go ahead. Finish.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I got copyright for it because we were playing the Growing Pains theme song. So, but that's it. Yeah. Bring back ties. Is that what you're gonna say?
Yes.
You know, pretty decent. He was a pretty decent offensive line coach.
Yeah,
I really like Mike Tice a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, that's who was the offensive coordinator that had the note card for his play call sheet?
Bill Musgrave.
Oh yeah, good call on that.
Oh my gosh.
Most people had a Waffle House menu, and he had this little card written in crayon.
Mary brought up an interesting question about how do you feel about Paul? I'll let you start. I'll let you guys start. I'll finish. What do you guys think of PA?
Oh, Dave, you want to start on that?
Did something happen?
No, I think she was just asking. But
I like him. Honestly, he's critical when he has to be. I actually got a soundbite.
No. I like that one.
Yeah. So I found one at Paul Allen. I'm trying to find more. But yeah, I love listening to him. I love his commentary. I'd rather listen to him than the national news guys. I think he brings a lot of flavor, and I think he works well with who's the guy he does it with?
Pete Bursich.
Pete Bursich. Mm-hmm. And if you ever get a chance, go look at Pete Bursich Film Room. He does such a great job breaking down the rookies coming in and everything. Yeah, I love Paul Allen. Give me some more Paul Allen.
PA. Got a PA fan. Yeah, I don't mind PA at all. I think he's obviously really talented, really good at his job. I mean, knows his way around calling a Vikings game. I think for me, sometimes he can get a little too homer. He can get a little too like puppies and kitties, and we're gonna win 13 games this year. We're going to the Super Bowl. But I like optimism. I do like that, and I think he's really good at his job. But I think he can get a little homey, a little bit too homer for me sometimes, because I'm just like, dude, I want to see maybe how you really feel. But honestly, though, I think that is who he is, though. I think he truly does believe these things that he says. But overall, I think he does a really good job, really exciting, and he's a professional.
This is for rap.
Love it.
There you go, rap, just for you.
Shout out see live dancing at Schoolfest.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna break it down.
Shout out Viking Gaming. What's going on? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. I'll say this. I'm going to separate Paul Allen, the announcer, from Paul Allen, the radio guy. Paul Allen, the announcer.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, I should have done that.
I absolutely enjoy listening to Paul Allen, the announcer.
Yeah.
I think he does bring a lot of excitement. Paul Allen on the radio is a little too ducky and bunny for me. You said puppies and kittens. Ducky and bunny, rainbows, butterflies. I mean, I get it. He knows where his bread is buttered. And, you know, the only thing I don't like about PA, it's just like, it's okay for you to be a homer as the Vikings announcer during your radio gig. It's okay. What irritates me is that he tries to pretend that he's not. And it's just like,
right.
Yeah, you are. It's like, yes, you are. And you know what? Right. If I was in your shoes, I would do the same thing. The difference is I would just say, yes, I am a homer. And I embrace being a homer. He has taken the mantle of Sid Hartman in this town of, positivity, not just about the Vikings, but about all the teams, the Twins, the Wild, the Wolves. He's the ultra positive guy, and that's fine. But you can only take so much of that when it's just like, stop trying to say that Ed Donashell knew what the heck he was doing, because he held on to that up until the season was over, when he knew Ed Donatell wasn't going to be brought back. And then he finally started firing the bullets at him. He would fire a couple jabs here or there, but he would always make it to be about, the players are still getting used to the new system and guys are getting, it's like, no, just come out and say Ed Donashell was not a good defensive coordinator. It's easy to say that after the guy's been fired. So again, for me, again, as an announcer during Sundays, absolutely. Monday through Friday on the radio, I can only take so much.
But just curious.
I don't listen to his radio show, but
he gets paid by the Vikings, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Have you ever gone on the radio and complained about one of your coworkers?
That's what I said, Dave. I said I know where his bread is buttered, and of course he's not going to. But there's a way you could be a little more honest with your fan base and with your listeners than to completely kiss the Wolves' ass all the time.
I mean, that's his. But I think that's his thing, though. That's his thing, though, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna be completely fine with Paul on whatever. He calls. I listen to him for his calls, not his commentary, and when he's boom at the beginning of the game or he's loose and and all that, I just love it. Those his catchphrases. He tries new things and he's a little innovative, and he's got that racetrack background and I
it would be fun to see him or hear him call a different game, a non-Vikings game.
Oh yeah, he's great at Canterbury Park calling the horse races. So
I've heard about there. I just mean in the NFL. Like it would just be cool maybe to hear him call a non-Vikings game.
Yeah,
we don't got a fan here. Nano compares with the fingers on the chalkboard. I wouldn't go there. But,
I think that's a little much, but I think I don't listen to his radio show, but
what's up, Grandizer? What's going on? The straw that stirs the drink. I haven't said that in a while either.
Yeah, Jade, just vibes.
You said it originally, though. Yeah.
He does the midday 9 to noon show on KFAN Monday through Friday.
Mm-hmm. He does, yeah. I've listened. I don't get me wrong. I will listen to Comment and I love Barrero. I like both of them. But yeah, I can't take the can't do it. But
Vikings Gaming, who do I? Oh, I'm sorry. Who do I want to be draft this year? I don't know. I'm not even thinking about the draft. I'm thinking about the season. I'm thinking about beating the Packers twice.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Yeah, what about the draft? Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm not in draft mode right now. Yes.
Yeah.
Pat Summerall is announcer emeritus of any generation.
The way he got. He was upset about?
Oh yes.
Was he? I don't remember that for some
I guess
reason.
I'll just say it like this. He's got his guys. And for example, Kirk is one of his guys. He will never say anything negative about Kirk, which is fine. We've gone down that road many a times. I'm not saying you've got to, be on the level as that some other people are, but when you won't say anything negative, it's like, okay, all right. And again, he's friends with him off the field. That's fine. I don't that. I'm just saying that if you wear that many different hats, there are times where you come across as there's certain lines you won't cross. I
will say one time he tweeted back to me. I did tweet him one time when I was listening.
Oh, I've met him a couple. He's a good dude in person. I've met him a handful of times. Don't get me wrong.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Davis.
A polarizing topic though. Just like
Minnesota might have a different environment than other teams where they might actually share the facility a lot, and you actually have to walk by these guys in the hallway. And having a Wabi on the show, I've tested him a couple of times to compare Zimmer to Kwesi, and he totally changes he totally changes it. Yeah, he does not want to say anything that might even sound negative to Zimmer. I think it's because he still holds these friendships, or Spielman. He still holds these friendships really good. It's almost endearing to me, honestly. I feel like I think Minnesota probably has a more positive environment. And if you're, think about it, if you're in the locker room, Paul Allen said something about you. I don't know how many times I watch baseball, baseball locker rooms unravel on a freaking announcer, and it either costs the guy his job or
really?
Just various.
That happens a lot in baseball.
It's happened.
Really?
It's happened, but and then that was even there was even a case where the Braves wouldn't go out and receive the first pitch because their former Hall of Famer said something bad about them in the booth during the game. And they threw out the mascot. They threw out the mascot to catch his first pitch.
Oh wow!
They hear this stuff. they hear this stuff, and I couldn't imagine what it would be going to that studio in the TCO Performance Center and then walk by the guy after you just said something negative about him.
I know that this is on like a smaller scale, but do you guys, because they all watch the channels and stuff like that, they all watch and listen. Do you guys censor how you talk about players and things like that you may like or no?
I don't. I give my honest opinion. I mean, you know, Dave and I will have at it sometimes, and it's all in good natured fun. But I think I give my honest opinion, and I like to think that, okay, when anybody does something praiseworthy, I praise them. And when they do something that they deserve criticism on, I criticize them. That doesn't mean that I attack somebody or say, oh, this player is garbage and they should be cut or that sort of thing. But no, I don't. Again, I don't know what it would be like to wear two different hats. You know, there was a couple of comments out there that kind of echoed the same thing. You know, you could make the argument that it is a little bit of a conflict of interest having two jobs that way. But, and to another point that Werther's point out,
double dipping the chip.
Yes, you know, that's
double dip the chip.
That's how he gets his access. And I referenced Sid Hartman earlier, who was the ultimate positive. Well, once the guy left, then the torches came out. But and that's fine. I don't begrudge him that whatsoever. I mean, he came to this town in '97 to take a job at Canterbury. He got his break when Jesse Ventura ran for governor and won the governorship. That's when he and Dubé got their 6-month audition, was filling in for Jesse. And when Jesse
Ventura was just on KFan. I hate to interrupt.
Yes, he was on with Common this week.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Anyway, sorry.
And then, yes, he caught a humongous break when Red McCombs said, all right, PA, you can be my announcer because you have no experience. You're going to cost me the least amount of money. So
is that what really happened there with that? Really?
Yes.
Okay.
He got that job. He and superstar Mike Morris did streaming. This was back in 2000 now, before streaming is what streaming is now.
Yeah.
That was his audition, and McCombs was like, okay, sure, good enough for me. You're the cheapest guy out there. And
interesting. Yeah. Okay.
Again, I don't want to sound like I'm coming off on the guy as harsh or anything. I'm just saying that
just lay off of him. Come on, man.
Right? But Common has said it all the time. Common has said, this is why I could never do what PA does, is when I do my radio show, I'm going to give my honest opinion. And I don't want to be in a position that you just got done talking about, which is, oh, earlier in the day, I said this about this guy that I'm now walking by in the locker room. And that's fine. If you can wear both hats, you know, go for it. What's up, Drop Shot? Jade, good to see you.
Yeah. And I think some people just personally depends on the personality type. I think PA loves it. I mean, and why shouldn't he? You know, loves the attention, loves it.
What's up, Zone?
What up, Zone?
What's
going on? I think Holden, I don't think I shouted you out before. The rest of you, there's Yogi. What's up, man?
Hey,
I hope the preview went well this time, Yogi. I hope so. I gave it a 30-second lead.
On-air meeting. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Hey, out of the players, who has surprised you or you feel like has earned a spot? I mean, a couple come to my head, but I would like to hear what you think, Jade. Who's a couple of players that you're like, oh God, it'd be hard to cut them?
I'm really excited. I've been excited for Caleb Evans. I feel like he's kind of dropped off a little bit, but I'm excited. Hopefully he's going to be getting the start. Tristan Jackson also has kind of been a little bit of a sleeper. I hope
he was a UDFA out of Syracuse the year before.
Okay, right on. Yep. And then Mekhi Blackman as well. I'm really digging him so far too. So those are a couple of people that I've been kind of having my eye on, I guess, a little bit. I guess, like I said, Caleb Evans has kind of been on my radar since last year, but the one to watch for me, at least the rookie this year, is Blackman. So I'm excited about that. Yeah, those ones. I don't know. So far, anyway.
Anybody standing out for you, Justin? Anybody in the chat, tell us who you think's standing out that you didn't expect. That you think it would be hard to cut. Go ahead, Justin.
Well, the obvious is Pace Gang. I mean, I was excited when we got him. I you know, when East Coast said to Rab, I'll bet you $100 he doesn't even make the team. I said, let me get on that bet. I said that I thought Pace would make the team and that he'd be getting playing time by the middle of the season. Well, now he's going to get playing time week 1 and very possibly could be the starter week 1.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Mhm.
I mean, that doesn't happen very often. Oftentimes, if you're an undrafted free agent, it's an accomplishment just to make the 53-man roster and be one of the 7 guys that doesn't suit up each week. The fact that they trusted him enough, and again, it's preseason, and again, like we talked about earlier about them not playing anybody close to being a starter or one of their important pieces, the fact that they trusted him with the green dot helmet on defense, which is the player that the coordinator
Right. Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
that's telling you something.
Yep.
It's one thing to let you play in the preseason games with the first string of preseason, which is really second string. It's another thing to saying, hey, you have this responsibility while you are out there. You're going to get the calls. You're going to disseminate the calls to all your teammates. You're going to get your teammates in the right positions. That's a lot for any player, much less a rookie, much less one that was not even drafted.
I want to know what his astrological sign is. I'm going to look him up quick.
I'm also...
Oh, he's Sagittarius.
Oh.
All right, cool. Anyway.
I'm also partial to Luigi Villan. I liked him last year, but didn't get a whole lot of opportunities. I think right now he's definitely pushing for that third pass rusher behind Danielle Hunter and Marcus Davenport. He and Patrick Jones are still, fighting off that spot, but those two will absolutely make the roster. I've said it for 2 weeks now that DJ Wanham is definitely on the bubble right now. I've never thought
That's
too
surprising
much.
to me too.
You think so? Why do you say that? If you don't mind, why do you say that?
I don't know. I feel like he had such a promising, when he first came on. I feel like it was so promising. Unless these guys are just,
I think
I
think a lot of people's
off.
criticism of Wanham was that he was a cleanup guy. Like,
yeah,
the guys, like the sack ran into him rather than he caused the sack.
That's fair. Okay.
Yeah, and I've seen people have him not making the team, but he hasn't played a whole lot, so it looks like he's like, I'm putting him on my 53 because I think the guys we're holding back are the guys that are for sure making the team. But my opinion's golden, just like new member Glenn Brown, who joined my membership. Go check it out. Join next to the subscribe button. If I agree, Mekhi Blackman, but I had him as a hot take of starting this year, so I can't really put him on the list.
Okay.
I just comparing him to what I thought of Booth. Coming into last year, I thought, I'm a little higher on Mekhi Blackman than I was about Booth. Now that I got to see what he was like, nobody was looking at this dude. He was buried three pages down on the cornerback depth list. When he got drafted, only 9 cornerbacks were taken, and he was on page 3, and nobody was taken on page 2 on like ESPN's list. It was crazy. But after looking at him,
that'd be a good pick too if he pans out. Mm-hmm.
Well, him, Pace, and one other guy probably are the Mr. Mankato candidates. Obviously, Pace is probably going to win that. But so other guys, Nick Muse, I thought he was an easy cut going into the season. I thought, maybe he makes this practice squad. I just saw an interview with him. He's grown so much. I think he's learned so much from like from a Hawkinson. That surprised me. Louis Villain, just like
talk about that drama too. Keep going, Dave. Yeah.
Louis Villain, Luigi Villain, like Justin said, that guy, I shocked. I know they were high on him last year. Didn't get to see him a whole lot, but the way he played in that first preseason game, and then he was pretty solid in the second. I'm like, this guy can play, and makes me feel a lot more comfortable where we can move Danielle Hunter inside and play defensive end a lot, a couple of times, and have a lane play outside linebacker a little bit, mix it up, find what works best for us. And then, Tristan Jackson, I liked him coming out of college last year. I knew he was going to get cut, but he stepped up. All the receivers except for like what's his name, the singer from Pearl. He had a rough game. I know those weren't perfect, but that was for your job, man. And unfortunately, he's probably on his way out. I can't think of really any. I mean, I like Brandles. I feel like I'm on an island with that, but I like Brandle. I know other YouTubers have done videos on him and liked him too, but I like him. And that's pretty much it for the surprises. I think just Pace. Honestly, he's going to be our forever linebacker. I think he's going to be a Vite. I think that guy has the potential of being a 10-year player for us.
Absolutely.
Just the way he's playing right now, I'm impressed.
And one more name to bring up.
We need people like that can hang around.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. One more name to bring up would be a Najee Thompson.
I saw that. Jade Thompson for sure.
Who's making the rounds? Yeah. I mean, he was on with Rap. He was on with One Bar and Lupagus last week. And aside from being, a Chris Walsh special team ace type, seems like an overall good dude. Very eloquent, very loquacious, and
really
just open and not cut off like some athletes can be. And again, I'm not begrudging him that because I understand that. Sometimes when you get to a certain level,
it's not Jordan Addison.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Do you guys feel like, there's a little diva there? I feel like there's some diva there.
I don't know yet. I think that
I think it's not. I think it's a social awareness is like.
Yeah, I think it's more an awareness thing.
It's like where your environment. You're gonna, if you ignore like a Judd when he's calling your name. You don't realize that that's going to be blasted to 30,000 listeners. Right. It's like.
And was the dog in the car, or like what happened there? Or not in the car?
I'd love to put some truth here on him and
what happened
and find out what the real story behind that is.
I don't think we'll ever know. Probably.
We only
the with him speeding.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was both going like I don't remember, but yeah.
I agree, Norsefius, and shout out to Norsefius for the $5 super chat. Jaron Hall needs to. Jaron Hall not only needs to get cash, homie. At Malik.
I gotta give him the full treatment.
I forgot about this.
Oh yeah, let's see a Jaron Hall game this time. Maybe sprinkle in Tamu. I think all of us agree with you, man. I've seen, I guess I agree with Justin. Yeah, I think the last show.
What? Say that again.
Yeah.
Clip that.
Clip that. Marker. Yeah. This will be me. This is me showing that that's from
57 minutes
mark
and 43 seconds. Got it. Go.
Got it. So I think the other week I was like, and we were talking about the second game, so not necessarily the third game, but. Yeah, I've seen enough of our backup Mullins. Now, if you do play him at all, one or two, and then give the rest of the most of the rest of the game to him, and give Tamu at the end, see what he's got. I kind of like the idea of keeping him for the practice squad though, because he was a pretty good quarterback in college, and he's athletic. So let's see what he got. Maybe he was a find that we could have had rather than Jaron Hall. Maybe he's better. We'll find out.
We'll see. As far as the game goes, we only got a couple minutes left because we got to wrap. We want to be respectful of Jade's time. And by the way, Dave's got his second date of the night with Rap in about 27 minutes over on Vikings. But Stefon Diggs in the news again. Who here is shocked? Yay! Who here is shocked to hear that Diggsy is not happy? I know. We're only going to take a couple minutes.
I feel like the neighbor from Home Improvement.
Oh yeah. What was his name again?
Oh yeah, the guy in the fence. What was his name?
Yeah.
I gotta figure this out. Some of these people got big statements. I wasn't anticipating this, so I gotta figure something new out. What do we got here? One of them is a bum.
One of them is a bum.
I don't know about. He's a backup. That's all he is. He's just another guy. I think on Jade, you're on Jade now. Congratulations. I don't know if you already knew that.
Nephew around. JJ,
yeah, your sister or brother had a new kid, and it's JJ. And now you're not. But as a member of the Purple Gang streams, yes, she is. She's been on our shows before, and we appreciate that.
Oh, it's great being on with you guys. Appreciate it.
Left thinks Addison's a little bit of a diva too.
I don't know
if he's full on Diggs yet, but what the hell?
I don't know. don't know. It's like you can kind of pick up on it early, you know. I feel like they try to keep it hidden, but I don't know. There was something else too. It wasn't just like the speeding. I don't remember what it was, but yeah, we'll see. I mean, we can't say it yet, but I don't know. We'll have to come back to this later.
Only because we can't go at least one show. Go back to 826, Two Evil's comment about this hypothetical trade. That's at 826. Would you be okay if we traded Cousins to the 49ers if Purdy got hurt and the Vikings were 2-6 if we got a first? Yes. I'm not even going to finish the comments.
Yes. Yeah.
I'll dream if we start out 2-6, you'd be here's all I'm going to say. Remember in 2020 during the COVID year, we started out 1-5 at the bye week, and we could have traded Kyle Rudolph for a 6th round pick. We could have traded Riley Reef for a 4th round pick. No. We did some self-evaluation during the bye week, and we're going to get this figured out. And at the end of the season, we were
better. Yeah, it's going to get better.
9. Yeah. We went 6-4 the bye week. Big deal. So you were a game above 500, and you could have got assets in return for something you were about to lose anyway. Obviously, yes. Do I think the Vikings would do that? No. The Wills would never do that.
Yeah.
The Wills could start out 0-9 and have an offer of 5 first-round picks for Kirk Cousins, and they still wouldn't do it because they would convince themselves that they could win their last 8 games and maybe sneak into the playoffs. Okay, I'm slightly exaggerating. Not
slightly.
By much. Yes, just slightly.
Slightly.
In all seriousness, we all know, Jade, you concur, you would make
what
that
week
deal?
Is the trade deadline?
I think the trade deadline is week 10 because they moved it back. It used to be like week 7.
Okay, so then that hypothetical would be realistic. Yeah, I mean 2-6, and you got your quarterback on a 1-year contract. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and send Kirk back to his bestie. I mean, Shanahan and Kirk, they're besties.
Okay, so the trade deadline is Halloween. So that's right after the Packers game, which would be.
What if this is what they're secretly planning, or not secretly planning?
I don't know, Jade.
It's 3rd game in preseason. We're already trading Kirk Cousins. Yeah. Go figure. When I have Justin and Jade on.
It's after week 8.
I have Justin and Jade on, and
Kirk bye.
And I got Kirk Cousins traded.
In all seriousness, if you don't already subscribe, put Jade's get one of Grandizer's comments up there that has her channel in it.
Thanks.
Never mind. Jade, pimp your channel one more time. If you don't subscribe to Jade, where do they go to find you? Thank you.
You can find me on YouTube, Sports and Stars with Jade. Yeah, you can find me over there. But again, thanks for having me, guys. Always fun to chat with you.
Absolutely. We'll maybe do this once. We'll maybe do this again during the season once we get a few games under our belt.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. You guys are always welcome to come on too.
Oh, absolutely. Are you doing live streams, by the way?
I'm planning on doing live. Yeah, during the game. So if you guys want to pop on it.
Me, Yogi, and Rap are doing them too. So
yeah, everybody's doing one.
Yeah, I saw that too, Dave. We're doing watch parties now. We'll probably, I don't know. I like watching other people's watch parties. It's like kind of meta too, like within your stream, watching another stream.
Me and Yogi had each other's on and we're commenting, but
that's fun. No, it's all about it. Yeah.
I get distracted way too easily. So, I mean, I'm like looking at this chat, it's driving me nuts. It's so many people.
Yeah.
I appreciate all the comments, guys. I love it.
Yeah, the chat's been great too. Thanks everybody in the chat too.
Do a conspiracy theory show. I think Jade.
Oh, that's right. All right, I'll make this brief because I know Dave's got 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Daniel.
Again, this is copyright Tony Bell, who was in the chat earlier. So this is not my idea, even though Dave will attribute this to me. That the reason they're not addressing the interior line is that Kwesi and O'Connell like Cousins, but they don't want to be hitched to him, and so they're saying, you know what, this is what we're giving you, and if you're that good, you should be able to get us past the wild card or divisional round of the play. This was not my take, Dave, but they're saying, all right, we're going to go one more year with what we got to see where this ends up. Because I think, based on what Tony said, that they're afraid that if they win one playoff game, one wild card round game, that the Wilfs are going to insist to sign Cousins to another 3 years. And they don't necessarily want to be attached to him for that, that they want to do more than just get to the divisional round play. I'm not saying it. I'm just repeating what I heard.
I have this conspiracy theory.
My theory too that it's an ownership
They
issue.
want to be able to finally
hold on.
Let me finish. That they want to be able to go to the world and say, "This is why we need to draft a young quarterback that can be mobile. Is because this is as far as we can get." But that's just what I heard.
Okay.
Go ahead. What's your theory?
My conspiracy theory is that if a player plays good and at a high level, that they will re-sign him. That's my conspiracy theory. I'm going out on a limb here. I don't know. Yeah.
Go
ahead, Jade. What's your conspiracy theory?
You're near the edge. You're almost falling off there. Careful.
Hey, that was Tony's line, man. It wasn't mine. I didn't even think of it that way because that's a very dangerous line to be walking to say, all right, we're going to pseudo-sabotage the guy we have so that we can convince our bosses that we need to get a different guy. That's a precarious limb to put yourself out on. But no.
They are bringing in other quarterbacks, though, and Kevin O'Connell.
You notice all the other quarterbacks they're bringing in?
Former quarterback.
Yeah, they're all mobile guys. But in all seriousness, if you don't subscribe to Jade, hit up her channel. If you don't subscribe to Minnesota Sports Talk, hit that subscribe button on your way out. And if you don't subscribe to Purple and Gold for days, hit that subscribe button as well. We're going to have content all week, every week, all throughout the season. If you like tonight's show, hit the like buttons. If you didn't like tonight's show, hit the like buttons and leave a comment and tell us what we can do better. In all seriousness, Dave, anything else before we get up out of here? Because I know you got to run. You got 20 minutes before your next show. Anything else?
Yeah, we're gonna have to jump over.
Who else can we trade before before the third preseason game? No, thanks everybody for being the show tomorrow. No. Tomorrow we got JJ in the house on the Skull Experience. Make sure you tune into my channel. For those of you on Justin's, go over to mine tomorrow at 7:30. Join that chat. I appreciate it. And Justin, you do a live show on Monday.
Yes, and in fact, I'll have JJ's got a lot of work because tomorrow he's with you. Saturday, he's with SK on Purple and Scold because Yogi and I will be at the game. And he will be with me on Skull for Days this coming Monday night. That's the 28th. So we're going to put a wrap on the preseason, do season-long predictions about records, that sort of thing. So JJ has got a triple header this week. You know, he doesn't live in Minnesota, so we don't have to worry about child labor laws. But jokes aside, if you don't subscribe to JJ's channel, hit up the young man. He's going to be running ESPN in about 20 years, and we will all just be hoping he'll let us come on his channel.
We knew him when, and he had a comment earlier about him taking Paul Allen's job. When you meet Paul Allen, which he is, right?
Tell him that.
Go ahead and tell him that. I think honestly he would appreciate that, and probably ask you to come on.
Yeah,
they should pull him in. They should pull him in at halftime and interview him. Honestly,
yeah,
they totally should. They should.
Oh, Jade,
you're in. That happen.
Jade, you're in. Are you in for Skull Fest, Jade? By the way.
Yeah. I'm gonna be there.
I invited her like 3 months ago.
Well, I know. All I heard was
I know, but I'm like, that's how. As soon as I bought my tickets, I said, Jade, we're gonna do we may have a thing.
Yes.
Come on down. Are you in? And so she was she was the first person to tell me yes. Ooh, but hey, Skull Mafia apparently has changed his tune. He thinks Kirk's going to win the MVP.
What?
Good job. I hope so.
I would be happy.
I hope so.
I prefer Super Bowl MVP, but
I would prefer that too.
Yeah. So
most very poop.
Well, we would all prefer
I have
that.
no idea what this means, but why not?
What?
Oh, we have a news interview with JJ Friday. Yeah, and I knew that, and I think he's getting picked up by Tommy Kramer in a limo.
Yeah,
all these crazy things that you guys made happen. Okay. Great job, everybody.
Friday before the game.
Which is amazing. Yes.
All right, everybody. Well, thanks again, everybody. Check out Dave's show tomorrow night with JJ as well as GG. Hit the like buttons, hit the subscribe buttons, and keep it tuned. And, of course, hit up Jade, our guest this evening. Thanks again, everybody, for joining us. Skull Vikes. We'll see you next week.
Cool.